Yes, 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 yes. Dear friend, the draw is finally made. Wherever you are on the globe, on the continent of Africa, in Europe, in America, Canada, Australia, or right in Southeast Asia, ladies and gentlemen, the draw for the World Cup Intercontinental Playoff has been made. And not just that, even the European playoff, like I told you earlier today, the European playoff is also done and sealed. Quickly, I'll be taking you through all the processes and the procedure. How will the Intercontinental Playoff, play out? Which teams are likely to go through? What about Europe? They also have a playoff. Yes, 4 teams from Europe are yet to qualify, including Italy still has a chance. Denmark still has a chance. Now let's get started. I will tell you all. And hey, don't go anywhere because I have a news for you regarding Mykhailo. Mykhailo MUDRYK. So make sure you watch this video to the end. Quickly, let's get started. Official World Cup 2026 Intercontinental draw. New Caledonia will take on Jamaica. Yes, New Caledonia will take on Jamaica. I'm saying it again. New Caledonia versus Jamaica. That's the first game. Second game, Bolivia versus Suriname. Yes. Those are the 2 games. Iraq and DR Congo, they'll be on a standby. They are the top seeded teams, according to the FIFA ranking. So DR Congo and Iraq, they'll be on a standby, waiting for the match between New Caledonia and Jamaica. Then Bolivia, Suriname to play. Now, New Caledonia versus Jamaica. Bolivia versus Suriname. Guys, you see, it looks to me like, in this particular one, Jamaica, and New Caledonia, it seems to me like a holiday, friendly match to be played. Because, honestly speaking, I don't see how New Caledonia is going to beat Jamaica. I don't see it happening. Now, New Caledonia Jamaica game, it's just there. You see Jamaica going through. You see Jamaica going through that easily. Yes. Where I would think there'll be an issue is Bolivia, Suriname. Even that, I see Bolivia going through from this. So, in my own opinion, Bolivia and Jamaica, they are the 2 teams that are going to be facing DR Congo and Jamaica. I mean, DR Congo and Iraq. DR Congo and Iraq. So you can imagine, my Nigerian fans out there, you can imagine, this is the opportunity that Nigeria missed. It's the opportunity that Nigeria missed. Nigeria would have been the one to be facing. You can imagine Nigeria playing against Iraq or playing against Jamaica. Because DR Congo and Iraq, they are on a standby. Once the game between Bolivia and Suriname is played, the winner will face Iraq. Bolivia, Suriname winner will face Iraq. Whilst New Caledonia versus Jamaica, the winner will face Congo. So it's very likely Jamaica is facing Congo, whilst Bolivia will be facing Iraq. The winner from there will head to the World Cup. Ladies and gentlemen. Now let's go to Europe. What is happening around Europe? Official World Cup 2026 European playoffs draw. Italy versus Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland, yes. Italy versus Northern Ireland. Wales versus Bosnia, Group 1. Italy, Northern Ireland, Wales, Bosnia. That is Group 1. Group 2, Ukraine will take on Sweden. Slovakia will take on Kosovo. Slovakia will take on Kosovo. Then, Denmark will take on Macedonia. Denmark versus Macedonia, Group 4. Denmark versus Macedonia. Czech Republic versus Ireland. don't forget, we have the Northern Ireland and we have Ireland. We have Northern Ireland and Ireland. So Denmark versus Macedonia, this is Group 4. Denmark, Macedonia. Czech Republic versus Ireland, Group 4. Group 3, Turkey versus Romania. Slovakia versus Kosovo, that is Group 3. Group 2, Ukraine versus Sweden. Poland versus Albania, that's Group 2. Group 1, Italy versus Northern Ireland. Wales versus Bosnia. Now, in this group, Group 1, Italy, Wales, I see them meeting each other. Italy, Wales from Group 1, I see that Italy, Wales coming out from there. I know Italy should beat Northern Ireland. This is not Ireland, this is Northern Ireland. Italy should be able to beat Northern Ireland. Wales versus Bosnia, Wales should be able to beat Bosnia. Now, Group 2, very trickish one. Ukraine versus Sweden. Ukraine versus Sweden. This, I see Ukraine going through. Sweden are dangerous, but I see Ukraine going through. Poland versus Albania, Poland going through. Turkey versus Romania, another Turkish one. Turkey versus Romania, I'll tip Turkey to go through. Slovakia, Kosovo, Slovakia will go through. Denmark, Macedonia is a straightforward game. Denmark, Macedonia is straightforward. Denmark. Czech Republic versus Ireland, this will be a tough one. Now, let me give you a brief fun fact about these teams. Okay, fun fact, I took my time to research. Fun fact about some of these teams. Fun fact about some teams drawn in the World Cup playoff in Europe. Turkey, since 1954, they've only qualified once in 2002. And they finished third. In 2002, they finished third. Poland, they've played in every major tournament since 2016 Euros and World Cup. They played, listen carefully, Poland played in every major tournament since 2016. The Euro and the World Cup. Sweden, the team that struggled the most in the qualifiers. The team that struggled the most in this World Cup qualifiers, but still has a chance to advance. They played 2 draws and 4 losses in the World Cup qualifier. Yes, Italy. The last time they played in the World Cup was 2014. The last time Italy played in the World Cup was 2014. And they were eliminated in the group stage by Costa Rica. They were eliminated in the group stage by Costa Rica and Uruguay. Ladies and gentlemen, Czech Republic. Yes, I remember them very well. The last time Ghana faced them was in Germany. Ghana faced them in Germany, I remember very well. Czech Republic, in this century, they've played only once in 2006, which I remember they faced Ghana. Yes, they faced Ghana. But historically, they reached the final twice. They faced Ghana, Ghana beat them in Germany. But historically, in this century, they reached the final of the World Cup twice. Seriously, Czech Republic, 1934 and 1962. So, this is a fun fact about the teams that are going to the playoffs. Now, 4 teams will go through from these 4 groups. 4 teams from these 4 groups. And let me say it quickly again, that I will expect Italy to go through. I will expect Ukraine to go through, Turkey going through, and Denmark going through to the World Cup. Any other thing, it's up to them. And in African playoff, the Intercontinental playoff, I will expect it's going to be DR Congo and Bolivia. I see Bolivia beating Iraq. So I'll see DR Congo beating Jamaica. and Bolivia beating Iraq to go through, to complete the 48 teams to the World Cup. Currently, we have 42 teams, 6 more teams to add up, 4 from Europe, 2 from the Intercontinental. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's go to some few other news before I let you guys go this very evening. We understand Chelsea have no plans to sanction Philip Jorgensen's loan in January. The Danish keeper is open to options in order to get more game time. But temporary exit not currently on the cards as far as Chelsea is concerned. The player wants more playing time. And the truth of the matter is that Philip Jorgensen has not done enough to oust Sanchez from the #1 spot. He has not done enough to oust Sanchez. That's just a fact. So for him to be looking for a way out, I understand. It's understandable. But Chelsea has no plan to loan him out in January. So if anything at all, it's going to be next summer. It's likely to be an outright sale. Ladies and gentlemen, Philip Jorgensen wants a way out of Chelsea, but Chelsea has no plan of a short term or loaning him out. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. Okay. I'm just in this. Italy will face Northern Ireland in the semi-finals of the World Cup playoffs, right? If they make it to the final, they will face Wales or Bosnia. Yeah. So that is why I pointed out Italy are likely to go through. As I pointed out from there. Ladies and gentlemen. All right, quickly. Now let me go to one more news item and I'll sign out for tonight. Let me go to one more news item and then I'll sign out from here. Okay, quickly. Some notable players that are missing out on a World Cup. Some 11 notable players that will form a complete team. First 11, complete 11 notable players, the best 11 of players not going to the 2026 World Cup. Jan Oblak, Slovenia. Ole Ena, Nigeria. Will Aban, Hungary. Nikola Milankovic, Serbia. Milos Kekes, Hungary. Brian Mbeumo, Cameroon. Dominic Zaboza, Hungary. Carlos Baleba, Cameroon. Kvaratskhelia, Georgia. Selgrassi, Guinea. And Victor Osimhen of Nigeria. Missing out on the World Cup 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, in the case of Victor Osimhen, I pity him a lot. Because by the time the next World Cup is coming, he'll be 31 years old. Very likely he is not going to be playing a World Cup in his career. Very, very likely. Ladies and gentlemen. Now, I brought you this news earlier on today, but I was not sure, and let me repeat it again. It still popped up. Chelsea are pushing to bring Anthony Rudiger back to West London after falling out of favor at Real Madrid. They believe they could do with an older, experienced member of the squad to set good examples and provide leadership in times of struggle. A similar role to Thiago Silva when he joined Chelsea at the age of 35. Look, this is still unconfirmed, but as January approaches, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Ladies and gentlemen, now finally, the breaking news. Mykhailo Mudryk is finally returning. The best kept for last. Yes. Mykhailo Mudryk is finally returning. Chelsea received a huge boost as FA prepared to reduce his ban after months of fear, stress, and endless investigations. Ladies and gentlemen, positive news has now emerged for Mudryk and Chelsea this evening. The FA are reportedly close to announcing their final decision, and Mudryk's suspension is said to be significantly reduced, meaning he could return before the end of the season. Stamford Bridge fans, we did not expect this, you know that. We did not. But hey guys, here is a catch. Here's a catch. Is Maresca prepared to welcome him back to the fold? I don't think so. MUDRYK cannot just walk into this current setup. It's not going to be possible. That is why a few days ago I pointed out to you that there's a plan in place that MUDRYK is likely to head to Strasbourg. Yes. If this happens between now and January, then he'll be going on Strasbourg for a loan. Otherwise, next summer, he'll be going for a full season loan. Ladies and gentlemen, full story will still emerge, and I'll be giving you more updates on Mykhailo MUDRYK in the coming days. I'll see you guys on the next one when you see me. Shalom and peace.